So I was just talking to Cattle Business Weekly about this. They're very excited. They're going to be promoting this in their newsletter and homepage. So what are we looking at here, Tyler?
So this is the new audio articles hub, which is kind of modeled after like the big podcast audio streaming platforms. This design's kind of Spotify adjacent. So here you have all of the latest audio articles just in a slider you can mess around with.
Right.
You've got your audio articles organized by week, which I really like. That way, if you want to just catch up on the latest, most relevant news, it's all collected right here.
Right.
Here we've got all of this week's articles. You can hit play.
So you're not actually sharing the computer audio, but that's okay.
And then, as you're listening, we've got this panel on the side where you can read along. And then
we've got all the images. Let's see here. It auto plays now. One thing that's new is it'll auto play the whole playlist. When we were using Buzzsprout, you had to keep hitting play on each episode. So now we're really finally taking advantage of the playlist functionality that we realized, this year it really became clear. It's all about playlists, because even people that love the feature, they're the first to admit, oh yeah, it's annoying that I have to open up an article, hit play, go back, open up another article, hit play. So,
and if the pitch is like, listen to the newspaper, then you don't want to have to manually.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is the topic of the month of, the month of August that we're going to be just hammering on with our just internal kind of training and newsletters, which is that mobile, the audience is on the move. So it doesn't just mean a good mobile design on your site. It means new formats of media. So being able to plug this into your car speaker and just listen to an entire category. I think that'll be very useful at Cattle Business Weekly. They seem to have an audience that really is tuned into specific categories. Like if you could, Tyler, click on sales report, the low one there. That's one of their big, most popular categories. And it's just click on any one of those. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're all the same format. And then click on article. Yeah, you can pause it because you're the only one that can hear it anyway.
Yeah.
But it'll read this off and it actually sounds very good. I mean, it sounds like, someone just giving a report of exactly what happened. The way it's formatted, the pacing is just right. So you can tell this is basically like a dozen different sales that happened. And, they all kind of have this same structure. They name the lot name, the date, the person that bought it, the price. So anyway, this is something that I think, I may not necessarily want to listen to a list of pricing, but this audience of the Cattle Business Weekly, they would eat this up. And to be able to just, put this on when they're on the move, you can do the category, you can do new articles. Now, when you click on new articles, one thing I want to mention about this, click on that second one, actually, because I think that first one was a columnist, and a lot of her stories come up then. But this one, this is about, a Junior Angus show. Could you go back to the playlist for a second? What this is actually using to generate this playlist is the related stories technology that we've talked about before. So, just at a high level, I'm not that familiar with the industry, but the second story there is $20 million Angus. A lot of these are about that type of cow. So that's the, relational stories technology at work. But the thing here is that you chose out of the related or the recent stories published, just a single story. And that generated a playlist from that story. That's the thing I want to make clear here. You know how on Spotify you can pick a song and create a playlist from a single song? I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's a really cool feature. Like if you love just this one song from this band, you don't want to listen to the radio station for the band. You want just that song. And so Spotify deconstructs, what goes into this song, what style is it, the tempo, and then they find other songs that are like that. We're doing the same thing here for articles. So that's what's unique about, opening up a single story. The playlist is based on that story. But if you go back to the home, and you click on one of those categories, it's purely category driven and it's chronological. So it's not using the related stories at all. It's just showing us the most recent. So however you want to look at it, if you just want to see what's the latest news, you come here. If you want to see what's the most popular news, then you would go to audio home and you would go to one of the collections. That's what you were talking about earlier. This week's audio, last week's audio, it's actually this week's most popular audio articles. So we should actually change the wording. So really, however you want to look at it, it's category driven, it's the topics within the story, or it's popularity. And we're also looking at, the ability to create custom collections and playlists. So you could, for example, select like 5 or 10 common topics that appear in the newspaper a lot, and we can distill a list of those topics and present those. Or you could choose multiple categories and create a playlist that just pulls in everything from those categories. I think, people might use those custom playlists, but I think the key is going to be creating playlists for people that are interesting. And that's what we're already doing. All right. So anything else? Just wanted to kind of add on to your pitch there, Tyler. So, we can kind of continue to formulate how we present this, but anything else you would add that you noticed?
No, I think we've just about hit everything. I mean, just in terms of how the playlists function, I like that you can listen to an article while browsing the other articles that are in the collection.
Right.
That's a lot better than being stuck on one page to listen to something.
Right. Absolutely. You can close the whole browser and go to another app, and still be listening. That's the really nice thing. You can definitely close it down, put the phone in your pocket, and it's not going to stop, like YouTube will do.
That's very annoying.
Yeah, I know. Every time I forget too that they do it, because most of the apps I use are for mobile, on the go listening. They know you're going to want to turn off the screen and put it in your pocket, so podcast apps, Spotify. And then I switch over to YouTube and it always throws me off. But
have you ever had it kill your battery? Because I've had that happen where I've had it running in the background and forget to turn it off, and it kills my battery so quick. Right.
Yeah, I rarely actually use YouTube when I'm on the go, just for that reason. But yeah, that would do it. With audio, I think I have no idea what the ratio is, but I'm sure it's a lot less expensive in terms of the battery. In terms of multimedia. Okay. So then, the other thing is this is going to be integrated with the apps, and we were talking about how that interface is going to be, and soon towards the end of this, office hours, we're going to see if we can do a live demo of the app, and we can talk a little bit about how, we're going to integrate the audio. But, all right, that's great. Thanks a lot, Tyler. Appreciate you presenting that.